Hi everybody, in this video we're talking about how to sign up for web hosting. This means getting an account at a company that will host your website. And the two companies that we want to use for this are either SiteGround.com or InMotionHosting.com. These are the two best if you watch the previous video. And if you go to SiteGround.com, you just want to hover over web hosting and click on shared hosting. If you're at InMotion Hosting, you want to go to web hosting and click on business hosting. And if we go back to SiteGround here, Startup will get you what you need for one website. If you need more websites than that, you can do one of these other plans, but you can just click on the Startup here, Get Started on SiteGround. And then you can choose a free domain name and click Proceed. That's going to process, and meanwhile I'm going to go to InMotion Hosting and click on check out these plans here. So at InMotion, one website is going to be the launch plan, so I'm going to click Order Now. If you want more websites than that, you can pick one of the other plans, but I'm just going to click Order Now. And it brings us to this screen. So here we just choose whatever we need. We can do 12 months of the launch plan, so that'll be about $100 or something. We can click Continue. And that's processing. Okay, so it's going to ask me the same thing here that it did at SiteGround about what domain name we want, and then we can click Continue. I'm actually not going to continue this because I do have an account with these people and I don't want to order new service. So I'm going to look at SiteGround here, and here we are, basically the same screen, and we can proceed with SiteGround. So this is going to process for a second. And after this process is complete, after you order your web hosting, you're going to get a, oh actually the domain name was not available, so let's select one of these others and click Proceed. So once you register for your hosting, you're going to get a username and password, and that's really what we're going for here. So at this point we would enter our information, enter our payment information here, and then all this stuff. You don't need all this extra stuff. You don't need any of this. If you want, you can get the domain privacy if you want to remain private, but it's going to be about $100 for this for 6 months. The other one, InMotion, is going to be probably a little bit less, but you're just going to get roughly the same features, the same service, high quality service from both of these companies. One thing that SiteGround offers is a staging area, if you watch the previous video about which company to choose for hosting. So that is a major benefit that you get with SiteGround. But after you purchase your hosting, you're going to go ahead and get a username and password like I mentioned earlier, and I'm just going to go to my hosting company and log in with that username and password so you can see what that looks like. So I go with InMotion. I kind of wish I would have went with SiteGround so I could have the staging area, but that's okay. So at InMotionHosting.com, I'm just going to click on AMP login, and that's going to bring me to the login screen. And my password application already fills that out for me, so I'm just going to click Login. And by the way, that's LastPass. It's a browser extension and it saves your passwords securely for you. So we logged into my account management panel at InMotion Hosting, and you can see I can manage my account from here, look at all this stuff. I can click on cPanel. That's really where we want to be, and I can click on cPanel. That'll open up this new tab in my browser, and from here we have all of the good stuff. We have all of the technical things we can manage in your account, and this is the main account management area for any web hosting, is the cPanel. And that's why we don't want to go with Windows hosting, because this cPanel is better than Plesk, which is what Windows hosting uses. So this cPanel is better. And we just want to look down here. We have a file manager. That's really important here. And just take a look at all the things we have: security, domains, databases, software. And then for this software and services, oh, and then we can even scroll down, and then we have scripts, which includes WordPress. So there's WordPress right there. We just click on that. And this should be covered in the next class, installing WordPress. But if you want to install WordPress, you just go here and click Install. And then it's going to ask you for some details, and then you click Install, and it installs WordPress for you. and then you're going to get a brand new WordPress site. So we're going to cover that WordPress install process in a future video, but for now that's how you register for web hosting and then get logged into your hosting account. So that's about it for this video, and thank you for joining us. Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about how to install WordPress. There's two ways to do this. There's an easy way and a difficult way. So the easy way is called the one-click install, and you start off by going to your web hosting control panel and then find a certain area. So we're going to go do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and go to my browser, and in my browser I have InMotionHosting.com. This is my hosting company, and I'm just going to go here and then click on the login button right here. So right after that, my password is automatically going to be filled in there. Then I'm just going to click on the sign in button, and from there we just look for that certain area where we actually install WordPress. So this is loading up, loading up, loading up. I'm going to click login. Alright, and once we log in, I am going to have a cPanel button. Okay, it looks like it didn't take that, so let's try that one more time. Okay. So once we get logged in here, I'm going to look for the cPanel button. We're going to click on that cPanel button to take us to the cPanel. And then once we're in the cPanel, we just find the Install WordPress button. Looks like the network is taking a while here. So, alright, here we are in my account management panel in InMotion. There's the cPanel button right there. I click on that. It opens a new tab in the browser to bring us to the cPanel. And once this loads up, we should be able to scroll to the very bottom of this window, and we're going to see a WordPress install area. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. And okay, so at the very bottom of this page, we have WordPress right here. I can go ahead and click on this, and it's going to bring up this WordPress install screen. Alright, so here we have the WordPress install screen. We're going to have a big blue install button right here. We click on that, and it gives us this information contact or kind of entry form. So what we're going to do, I'm going to leave this on my domain. Well, actually I'm going to change that to the IP address / and then a home folder name, and then we're going to put this in a directory. So for you, this could be just a domain name like this, something.com, but I have all my domain names already have websites on them, so I'm just going to add a new kind of folder to my web hosting to add a new website, and then I'm going to name this folder temporary for this website. For you, you would leave this blank and you would just install it to a domain name. But I'm going to install this to a folder. Database name, you can leave that, or you can actually create that. And table prefix, you can leave that how it is. You can set the site name, and then the tagline. And then we want to leave the enable multi-site unchecked. And then for the username, we can just say we want to just put something, anything other than admin. So then the password, and you know, by the way, we want to write down all this information. So that's why I have this notepad open. The username is going to be admin ASDF, and then password is going to be, I'll just put in some kind of random password here. Okay, so I'm going to put that password in. Admin email, I'm going to put in my email address there. And then we have our language. I'll leave it at English. I will go ahead and leave this limit login attempts unchecked because we can install a better security plugin called WordFence later. And for now, I'm going to click install. So this should take maybe 20 seconds or so, and then right when this is done, we can just log in right to our website. So that's done already. It gives us the address of the website, and then it gives us the administrative URL. So let's click on the address and see what happens. Okay, so we have a brand new WordPress site here, and it looks totally plain plain and boring, and that's because it is. We don't have a nice theme installed or anything. It's totally stock. So, that's normal, and from here you can actually make it look really good in just a few minutes, and that's what we cover in future classes. So at this point we have WordPress installed. If we want to log into the dashboard of this WordPress site, we just click on that second link it gives us with the WP admin and the address, and then it forwards you to WP login here, and this is your login page. So this is where we can enter our username and password right here. So here is my username, here is my password. I can click login, and then we should be logged in right to that dashboard, and then we can actually start building the website. If you want, you can create a new page, create a new post. Once you get to the dashboard, that would get you started to build the site, and you can see that there's a new button right here if you want to do that, new post, new page, and all that kind of thing. But to get the site built, you should just watch the remaining videos. For now, that's about all there is to this video, and that's how you install WordPress and then get logged into the dashboard. So thanks for joining us. I'll see you in the next video.